Today is November 29, 2023. Our reflection is entitled Endurance Amidst Adversity. First reading according to Daniel chapter 5, verses 1 to 6, 13 to 14, 16 to 17, and 23 to 28. King Belshazzar gave a great banquet for 1,000 of his lords, with whom he drank. Under the influence of the wine, he ordered the gold and silver vessels which Nebuchadnezzar, his father, had taken from the temple in Jerusalem, to be brought in so that the king, his lords, his wives and his entertainers might drink from them. When the gold and silver vessels taken from the house of God in Jerusalem had been brought in, and while the king, his lords, his wives and his entertainers were drinking wine from them, they praised their gods of gold and silver, bronze and iron, wood and stone. Suddenly, opposite the lampstand, the fingers of a human hand appeared, writing on the plaster of the wall in the king's palace. When the king saw the wrist and hand that wrote, his face blanched. His thoughts terrified him, his hip joints shook, and his knees knocked. Then Daniel was brought into the presence of the king. The king asked him, "Are you the Daniel, the Jewish exile, whom my father, the king, brought from Judah? I have heard that the Spirit of God is in you, that you possess brilliant knowledge and extraordinary wisdom. I have heard that you can interpret dreams and solve difficulties. If you are able to read the writing and tell me what it means, you shall be clothed in purple, wear a gold collar about your neck, and be third in the government of the kingdom." Daniel answered the king, "You may keep your gifts, or give your presents to someone else, but the writing I will read for you, O king, and tell you what it means. You have rebelled against the Lord of heaven. You had the vessels of his temple brought before you, so that you and your nobles, your wives and your entertainers, might drink wine from them. And you praised the gods of silver and gold, bronze and iron, wood and stone, that neither see nor hear nor have intelligence. But the God in whose hand is your life breath and the whole course of your life, you did not glorify. By him were the wrist and hand sent, and the writing set down. This is the writing that was inscribed, Mean, Tekel, and Perez. These words mean, Mean, God has numbered your kingdom and put an end to it. Tekel, you have been weighed on the scales and found wanting. Perez, your kingdom has been divided and given to the Medes and Persians. Gospel according to Luke chapter 21, verses 12 to 19. Jesus said to the crowd, "They will seize and persecute you. They will hand you over to the synagogues and to prisons, and they will have you led before kings and governors because of my name. It will lead to your giving testimony. Remember, you are not to prepare your defense beforehand, for I myself shall give you a wisdom in speaking that all your adversaries will be powerless to resist or refute. You will even be handed over by parents, brothers, relatives, and friends, and they will put some of you to death. You will be hated by all because of my name, but not a hair on your head will be destroyed. By your perseverance you will secure your lives." The reading from the book of Daniel recounts the famous episode of the handwriting on the wall during Belshazzar's feast. Daniel is called upon to interpret the mysterious writing, revealing a divine message of judgment and consequences. This narrative prompts reflection on the consequences of our actions and the importance of humility before God. In the Gospel according to Luke, Jesus forewarns his disciples of persecution and challenges they will face for their faith. He encourages them to endure with patience, assuring that their steadfastness will ultimately lead to their gain. This teaching resonates with the theme of enduring trials with faith and trust in God's plan. These passages invite us to ponder our responses in the face of challenges. How do we react when confronted with the consequences of our actions or the adversities that come with living out our faith? The call to endure with patience becomes a poignant reminder that, in the midst of difficulties, our faith is refined and strengthened. Today, I will reflect on the challenges I face with a perspective of endurance and patience. Inspired by the examples of Daniel and the disciples, I will embrace difficulties as opportunities for spiritual growth. In moments of adversity, I will turn to prayer, seeking the strength to endure with unwavering faith, trusting that God's plan unfolds even in the midst of challenges. If you found this video meaningful, I invite you to show your support by hitting the like, subscribe and share button, as this will help us reach more people with these reflections. Together, we can create a community that seeks wisdom and spiritual growth.